All right, so staying in the NBA, we had the final battle of LA for the regular season this year. Oh yeah, folks, and it was a clean sweep by the Clippers, by the way. Um, but I mean, it was highlighted by Reggie Jackson out here dropping a career high 30, a season high, I should say. I'm sorry, a season high of 36 points with 12 of them coming in the fourth quarter. Um, Here's the deal for my Laker fans, you might not want to hear this, but it's looking real ugly out here in these streets. It's looking kind of bad out here. I don't know what's worse. Anthony Davis injury reports or the Lakers' chances of really making it out the first round, even if they were to win the play-in tournament. It's looking pretty bad out here. I mean, jigsaw bad. So Jay, with that said, coming off a sweep, I can't even tell you the last time the Lakers have looked impressive. And this is not a you know top tier Clippers team here. I mean, when your best player is Reggie Jackson, I'm sorry, this is not an elite Clippers team. But the Lakers can't even do anything with this team. So with that said, I guess my question to you, Jay, is what do you make of the situation in LA? And I'm talking both teams not really being able to live up to the hype that we didn't put upon them in the last two to 3 years. Yeah, I know the Lakers got a championship, but since that championship, it's been looking pretty bleak in the city of Los Angeles.
Yeah, yeah, man, you you laid it out quite well. This is I would call the Lakers a sinking ship. But I think that's disrespectful for ships that are still afloat. This is a sunk ship. I really think so. And yeah, you're absolutely correct. And what we talked about before the show, like, oh well, they make the play in and all that. Like, yes, they could make the play in. AD, you could put all the ace advantages in the world on him, and maybe you come out there and win a couple of games, and then you have the honor of being swept out of the first round. Whoop de doo. So that's my problem with the play-in tournament. So yeah, the Lakers are cooked. I really think, regardless of what happens with Anthony Davis, I think it's over. Because even if Anthony Davis is to come back whenever he does, I just don't feel like there's enough time to just get him fully back playing at a high level. And you just have the fact that, this LeBron Russell Westbrook thing, I questioned it from the start. I did think they'd have success in the regular season, but I had no idea that this was just not going to work and it was just going to be this bad.
Right.
And it's not, I don't think it's the fault of I don't think it's I don't I'm not going to put this really on LeBron. I'm not sure I want to put it on Westbrook either. I think beyond those three big stars, there's just a lot of, minimum wage, just whatever. Austin Reeves, that's cool and all. He can do some things, but I just need a little bit more. And I'm looking at, who is it? What? Let me pull up the box score just to reference something because I know Dwight Howard has done some nice things. But if we want to give Steven Adams grief, what the hell is this in 16 minutes? 2 points and one rebound. What is that? Like,
Right.
so they obviously again, when you just put so many of your eggs in three baskets, that doesn't leave a whole lot of room for anything else. Meanwhile, and the most striking thing to me is when if you looked at this game and you didn't watch it, but you knew who was going to play, and you woke up the next morning and saw this result, you would be like, really? So you're telling me that LeBron James and Russell Westbrook played, and the Clippers did not have Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and this is what we got? I think you'd be floored. And your point about it being a clean sweep, it was. But the other three contests were decided by a total of 8 points, I believe. So the other three games were competitive. But for the Lakers now, it just feels like they're they're walking wounded. And if you get them down by a significant margin, I just don't see them any chance for them to be able to overcome it because it's almost like I think it's got to be somewhat mental right now. Like this has been such a disaster that it's like, man, can we please fast forward this thing? Let's get to the vacation plans, please, because this is just terrible. And it does go, as much as I really, really thought Rob Pelinka did a great job in the season when they won the title. I think he was proven right in a lot of what he did. This Westbrook thing, I didn't like it to the start with, and I didn't like it come postseason time, but it's been even worse than I could have ever imagined. The fit just wasn't there. I felt like we knew this. And it's just unfortunate that people inside the Lakers organization didn't see this the way we saw it. I really believe it. They just too similar of players. And I'm watching one play that they run last night where I'm watching a LeBron Westbrook pick and roll where Westbrook is the roll man. And I'm like, what is this? You said, I know Westbrook he's an athletic specimen from the point guard position, but he's the roll man at 6'3" or 6, whatever he is. Come on. So again, Austin Reeves and Dwight Howard and some of this just they finally did something. They got some token moves of where, we brought in the world's greatest backup, DJ Augustine, the journeyman of journeymans. Yeah, bring him in. He shoots 38% for three for his career. That's really neat. So this was horrible. And when you look at that third quarter, if you look at how the Lakers closed that second quarter on a 14-0 run, and then you watch how they open up the third quarter when the Clippers ended up going on like a 23-0 run. Like, please, can we go inside the locker room and just what was happening in there to, hey guys, man, we gave it to them to close the half. All right, y'all, do we really want to? Nah, just let them have it. We know we're cooked for the season. What's the point? And you have to, and I think it's at the end. In the end, I think Frank Vogel's gonna have to pay a price for this. But I think it's really unfair because I think the biggest move they made in the offseason with Westbrook, it was set up to fail, and just the eye test. When you look at the talent between Westbrook, LeBron, and AD, I mean, you would think that this would be just a great thing that we'd see, and it just hasn't been. Now, the Clippers have won 5 games in a row. I don't think we want to get carried away, Drink, because I just look. They've beaten Houston 3 times and the Lakers twice in this 5-game winning streak. So, as much as we should look at this performance, and I thought they were impressive. I like what they do with Zubac. That's another guy the Lakers let go. I mean, this guy can play, Drink. And then they can bring in this kid Hartenstein. So you got 2 7-footers you can rotate. The Lakers had real problems with that last night, with the way those guys were able to get on the glass. And what can you say about Reggie Jackson? Since this guy has come over to the Clippers, he has been fantastic. I mean, you look at some of their playoff success when if Kawhi ain't playing or Paul George ain't playing, Reggie Jackson's playing, and he's playing at a high level more often than not. So I think Reggie Jackson, when you think about his career and you think about how he started out with OKC, and then he went to Detroit to be the guy. He wasn't the guy. And then he came over to the Clippers as like an afterthought to kind of bolster their bench. And he's turned out to be, one of the mainstays. As their 2 key guys, they just can't get them in the lineup consistently together. Reggie Jackson is a huge reason that this team is, afloat right now in the postseason picture. But the last point I'll make is I'm serious about this play-in thing. I know the league's trying to generate interest, make it interesting. That bubble thing was real cool. Drink. There is no point. This Laker team right now is in 9th place. So if the regular season stopped today, they'd be in the play-in. Drink. This Laker team, they have the names, they have the star power to draw interest, but this team's defeated. I really believe that. And even if they were able to make it happen in the play-in and win 2 games and get in the 8th seed, Drink, they stand no chance whatsoever against Phoenix, most likely Phoenix. They stand no chance at all against them.
Yeah, but well, folks.
Can I just let me jump in? I'm sorry. Okay. One final point. That third quarter, Drink. I don't know, man. That may have been the worst third quarter LeBron James has ever been a part of. I'm not blaming him at all for it. I'm just saying you're guilty by association. That third quarter was atrocious in every way.
And I can't disagree. Listen, let's go ahead and cut to the chase here. This Laker team ain't a playoff team, man. Maybe if Anthony Davis spent more time on the field, on the court than he do on the sideline. Look, Charles Barkley called him street clothes Davis for a reason, because he's just a civilian that get paid a lot of money at this point. Listen, so I guess where I want to look.
Should they med board him?
Yes, it's about that time. See what he can get for a medical retirement. Because you got to be kidding me, man. This man. All right, listen. I'll be here all day with that. I'm so disappointed with his injury report. But here's the thing. All right, so I think let's look at the play-in tournament, because we know the Lakers ain't gonna be a straight up top 8 team. So if they get into the playoffs, it's gonna have to be through the play-in tournament. So I'm looking right now, 7 through 10. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves at 7, the Clippers at 8, the Lakers at 9, and then the New Orleans Pelicans at 10. Now, think about this. The Lakers right now it look like about 5 games behind the Minnesota Timberwolves at 7. Could have interested you in that. So if you 5 games behind the freaking Timberwolves, they haven't been overly impressive. My problem is, I think usually if we was to look at that, we would say, hey, the Lakers are the best team of those 4 teams. They can beat any one of those teams twice and then make it into the playoffs, right? My problem is, I don't believe that. I don't believe that with this Lakers team. I just watched them get smoked by the Pelicans a couple of days ago. And then last night, I just watched them get smoked by the Clippers. Oh, by the way, they ain't beat them all season. And then out of the 4 teams, I can make an argument that the Timberwolves is the best team of the 4 teams. At least got the better player. They 3 players seem to have more cohesiveness with, So I'm sorry, folks. And me being an avid LeBron fan, you know how I feel about him. I hate to see him going out like this, but at the end of the day, he going out like this because this team is they're just not cut. Even with Anthony Davis, okay, you bring in Anthony Davis, you still got what you got for the rest of the roster. It's not another player on that team that could take a game over. I'm sorry, Westbrook is done. In the Lakers uniform, he's done. Nobody paying him any attention. LeBron ain't got the juice like that no more. I did tell you this, Jay. It was a stretch in the second quarter where about a 3-minute stretch in the second quarter where I looked at LeBron and I said, oh, now if they can get that LeBron, now we cooking with something. He had made like a defensive play. Then he blocked the shot, then went down to the other side. I want to say he ended up getting like an easy layup because he got deep into the paint. Then the Clippers came down and missed the shot. LeBron ended up getting a rebound in the paint and shot the ball out to Austin Reeves, and Austin Reeves ended up getting the and 1. That sequence was by far the best sequence I've seen throughout the whole game. I'm from LeBron anyway. From a defensive and an offensive standpoint, I was like, now, when he gets those little jolts of energy, he's good. When he gets those jokes of energy, he's good. But, I looked at that last night, and that was like the best. Listen, I'm sorry, man, but I don't even want to waste too much energy on these 2 teams. The Clippers might make their way into the playoffs, but like you said, good luck. You get swept in the first round. I'm sorry, but we got to hang this Laker thing up. I challenge anybody that's listening to this or watching this to please explain to me how Anthony Davis, the return of Anthony Davis, could help them lift up the championship trophy, because I just don't think so. You telling me with Anthony Davis and the rest of this crew, they're better than Phoenix? They're better than Golden State when Draymond Green get back? They're better than They might be better than Memphis because we don't know what they'll do in the postseason. But right, they're not better than Memphis in the regular season. That's already been proven. They're better than Utah. They're better than Dallas. I just seen Luka cook them too. So, yeah, man, I don't know, man. These boys are just not looking too hot for me. I don't think they're a playoff team. And to the question that I asked, what did happen? Here's the thing. About 3 years ago, we had four superstars that was added into this battle of LA. If you want to count Westbrook over the offseason as the fifth superstar, be my guest. I'll say this. Now, as we're in 2022, out of the four superstars, we only got one that's actually on the court right now. And that's LeBron James. That ain't I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure when Steve Ballmer decided to go by the LA form and decided to give up the future for Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, this ain't what he was picturing. And when Rob Pelinka pretty much mortgaged the future for Anthony Davis, this ain't what he thought he was gonna get. Both of those guys, I feel like Jeannie Buss and Steve Ballmer from an ownership standpoint got to be like, this some bull. But this supposed to be the powerhouse battle of LA. We out here looking like the battle of Cincinnati. This ain't it. And then you're looking all these role players getting this shine. Like Malik Monk probably getting the best shine of his career right now. No, just call it what it is. This is a resurgence for him. He gonna get paid next season. If he don't stay with the Lakers, somebody gonna pay him because you can't help but to see he almost the best all-around player they got on the team. With Anthony Davis being sideline. I'm sorry, I love LeBron, but LeBron picks and chooses when he want to play. This is what it is. Year 19, I'm not mad at it. But yeah, man, this team is cooked, like you said. I think both teams from LA is cooked. But I do give the Clippers a chance to make the playoffs and actually do something. But the Lakers, nah, man, they cook. It's time, and I want to say this. I think it's time to blow it up. I think it's time to trade Anthony Davis, possibly trade LeBron James, see what you can get. But I think this Lakers team, as currently constructed, is over with. You're not winning nothing with this roster.
And the last point on Westbrook, and I think it feels like people don't want to be pile on Westbrook because he's taking a lot of arrows over the past several years because there's just no playoff success to speak of. Since February, he hasn't eclipsed 20 points in the last 10 games. And since February, he's shooting 36% from the floor and he's made 4 3-point baskets in the last 10 games. So, I mean, he again, and I don't want to lay too much of this on Westbrook and LeBron because I felt like this was set up as a failure, well, especially as a championship type thing. That's what we measure these guys in. But Westbrook has not helped himself with how he's performed. He simply hasn't been good enough.
Yeah, I agree.